Welcome to Back Porch Confessions, where the sweet tea is strong, the stories are stronger, and no topic is too taboo for the porch. Grab a seat, kick off your shoes, and let's get into the kind of conversations your mama warned you about, but you listen anyway. Hey everybody, welcome to Back Porch Confessions. I am sitting here with Miss Angel Bailey.
Hey!
We are finally getting her rocked into this seat. One of these days we'll get you and Angel J to be both in here. I think we've lost one of our angels, but that's okay.
That's okay. Hopefully she'll be back.
Not her cup of tea, and that's fine. Unfortunately, we lost the whole entire first episode. We just had a great conversation that day, and it just didn't record.
That was crazy.
So we are on Miss Bailey's back porch today.
Hello.
This is Leo.
Leo might be a bit much of a distraction
Leo is
here.
going to be hanging out with us as well. And
Penny's staying on the other couch.
Penny's hanging out.
Penny's hanging out. On the other couch.
I got my famous questions. I allowed her to look at them real quick.
Thank you.
So she's got a quick mental note of how do I answer these questions. But let's just get right down to it.
I like it.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I've been good. I've been so blessed. I just moved into my new place. This is my new back porch.
Mm-hmm.
And
gorgeous, y'all. If I was single, this would be my cup of tea. I love it. Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I really do like it. It's so cozy inside and feels so warm and just it just reminds me of you. It's
Thank you.
It's definitely you.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful. We'll do a tour of it one of these days.
Yes, definitely. Get my curtains up and the rest of my pictures up.
Yeah.
But I love it. I'm so grateful more than anything. I'm just so
and you're
grateful.
on a main level. You don't have to go up and down
Right?
stairs. Yes, I love it. Absolutely.
That's a big difference from my second story apartment that I just came from. So, yeah.
Well, I got this first amazing question. What's one defining moment in your life that shifted the way you saw yourself as a woman?
Woo!
A loaded question.
Girl, that is a loaded question. So, breaking that down to one moment, I would have to say after the accident that I went through, being hit by the dump truck and losing my memory, losing who I thought my family was. I didn't know who my family was, didn't know who I was. After that, 2.5 years later, coming to and realizing that I have to find my value in who I am in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't tell my story without him because he's the one that rescued me. He's the one that saved me.
Yeah.
And then really coming to a place where I realized that all the things that I had gone through were meant to build me up, not tear me down, although they felt like they were tearing me down big time all those years. And I was so angry and so upset at the bad things that had happened to me. Just realizing that those were meant to shape who I am so that I can help other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that the things that happened to me weren't for negative use, but they're really so that I can propel forward and be a part of God's purpose and help women to see their value in God.
Right, absolutely. I got to know Angela Bailey before her accident. And then I met Angel Bailey, which is the same person, but she went through this accident and came out a better woman, in my opinion. So more wholesome in who she truly identifies herself as, instead of identifying herself by the church and the people all around her and her family. And we women just go through that crisis, an identity crisis anyway, you know, after empty nest syndrome happens. We don't know how to be who we are anyway, but
Exactly.
you had like a double whammy between that and having the accident, which tore apart your whole world, and then brought in a whole other part of your world that you didn't even remember, and
Yes.
and then had to deal with that. And I think when I kind of came back into your picture, it was more of when you started having some of those memories that you didn't have, and you were starting to figure out who you were and what your identity was. And I just think that you're an absolutely amazing person all around. I loved the Angela, and I love the Angel. But you have so much good to give this world, and I'm so happy that we're able to do this, and you're able to share, you know, the parts of you that you want to share. I'm obviously not going to make you share things that you don't want to share, but I'm happy to be able to let other people know that they're not alone. And again, I say this in every single one of these, I don't want people to be alone. And this is about seeing other people's journey and knowing, okay, I'm not alone, and this crazy stuff happens to other people as well.
Exactly.
And my story is just one bit of a story. Your story is another bit. Angel Joiners is you know, hers is another bit of it, and whoever else I end up speaking to throughout all of this journey.
Yeah.
We're going to get the bits and pieces of it all. So, have you ever felt like you were too much or not enough for someone? And how did you overcome that feeling?
Oh, that's a great question.
Uh-huh.
That's a great question. I think I've been in both situations. I'll go for the too much, though. I definitely feel like being even in my marriage. I was married for 27 years. I feel like I was too much maybe for him to handle in a way. And honestly, that's so true, because only really God could handle me, and God could really dive deep into what was going on in my life.
Yeah.
And
There's always some sort of background noise.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, gotta do the lawn, gotta weed eat the lawns, right?
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Wow. But I feel like at the time I even felt like I was too much for my ex-husband, but I didn't know why. I would always ask him questions. I would always want to dive deeper into a conversation or dive deeper into a relationship with him, and I felt like he didn't want to go there. I don't know. I can't necessarily say what he wanted.
Right.
But
you can only say what you felt.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the time I definitely was too much for him. I was too much for anybody. I was even too much for myself to handle at that
gosh,
point.
I've been there a couple times in my life where I just don't even like me.
Yes.
I could say that in the different levels of you that I've known, there have been a few times when you were on your struggle bus that it was, you know, because I'm such an empath, that I absorb a lot of those energies from people, and sometimes I would just be like drained when I was done trying to conversate with you. And I don't mean that in an ugly way at all. And never have it.
I don't take it that way.
Have I felt like an anything ill towards you? But I can see where you would think that sometimes you were just too much, and you just have a big personality anyway. And then to have all that turmoil going on around you and trying to figure out how to navigate that, it showed through your personality and how you were showing up for yourself or not showing up for yourself, and how you were reacting to life.
Yes.
It definitely, you could see. I've known you long enough now, and in the different levels of you, to know where you're kind of at. And if you need me to back off, or if if you're needing me to pull in, and God kind of guides that too. I think.
Yes.
I think He really does. He uses me as His vessel a lot.
Absolutely.
To express and to talk to people, and sometimes I don't even know like what I'm saying. I'm just all of a sudden got a lot of information coming out to somebody.
Yes.
And they're like, you know what, I think God's speaking to me through you.
Yes.
And I think that is, I love it. I'm
Yes.
open to it. He can use me as a vessel anytime he wants to. And
That's
if I can
beautiful.
help people, and I think that's kind of what this is doing, is he's pushed me to do this because he needs a vessel for people.
Absolutely. He
And I
does.
feel like this is that.
Yes. And I appreciate your discernment there too. And even the times that I didn't know what to do, and maybe I know. Do we need to pause that for a
We might
second?
need to
Yeah.
pause it.
That is so loud. Oh my
Hold on,
gosh.
guys. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you ready to glow like the queen you are? Then it's time to book with Sunshine's Aesthetics by Michaela Graves, where smooth skin, flawless brows, and customized facials are just the beginning. From full body waxing to lash and brow laminations, Michaela's got the magic touch to keep you looking snatched and stress-free. Self-care isn't selfish, y'all. It's essential. Call her today or even text 336-529-1666. That's 336-529-1666, and let your skin thank you later.
Join us. Come on, Leah.
Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. We had some yard maintenance going on, so I decided to pause it. So welcome back from the commercial.
Yes. That was exciting.
We are going to get this going again. Let's see. Was that on that?
No,
before?
it was on the first one.
First
There we
one,
go.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there we
hopefully
go.
you all are hearing that, and anyway, if not, then welcome back again. The yard maintenance is gone, so we're going to
Right.
get back at this.
Yes.
So we had some great conversation in between there,
We
and I think
did.
that was a lot of God wink moments.
Yes.
I love my God wink moments.
Yes.
Praise Him all be. So let's move on to the next question, so we can kind of stay on track. But
We were talking about being too much.
Yeah,
For
yeah. Oh,
someone.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And maybe I could go back and recap a little bit that we talked
Go
about
ahead.
in
Yeah.
between our commercial time, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I definitely was. I was too much for everybody around me. I really was too much. And I didn't know it. But what I was doing was I had this huge emotional need that I felt like I needed someone to fix.
Yeah.
You know, and as my friend, I would even vent to you at times, or I would be frustrated about something that was not a big deal
Right.
at all, and I would make it a big deal, even though it wasn't. And that was really displaying my emotional needs.
You were.
Yeah, I finally realized that the only one that can actually meet my emotional needs and all my needs is God. He's the only one that can meet those needs in me.
Yeah.
And so I was telling you a story in between the break. So I am not seeing any men right now. I am purposefully not dating. I'm purposefully keeping this time aside for just me and the Lord. And so Saturday night, I was hurting a little bit,
Yeah.
and I was tired. I was exhausted. I was just wanted to be held. And come on, Leo. I don't know what he's doing. I just wanted to be held on Saturday. And I knew that, from past experiences, I knew that if I called somebody and said, hey, you want to spend a little time together, I knew the next morning I would not only feel empty,
You'd live with regret.
I would live with regret. I would also feel a deficit and shame.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That it would be, it would create more of a problem, more of an issue in my heart and in my growth up till this point than I wanted to do. So I knew it wasn't worth it. So I laid there in my bed and I just said, God, I'm hurting and you're my creator. You know better than I do how I feel right now. And you know what I need. And you know I really feel like I need some strong arms around me right now to hold me. So I just, in my tears and in my pain, I just cried and I said, God, will you just hold me? Will you just hold me and will you just meet this need? And Barbara, he did. He does. He's so faithful. You know?
You know, in you saying all that,
Yeah.
I had an epiphany
Yes.
that I miss that in my marriage. I don't have it. There's not a lot of holding, and I've removed that need out of my life, out of survival, and you saying that was God speaking to me through you to remind me that you don't need him to hold you. I am here to hold you.
That's right.
And oh my gosh, that was just such an epiphany moment for me. And again, like I was talking about, those God winks.
Yes.
You know, I love it when God
Absolutely.
speaks to me in a way that I just am like in awe
Yes.
of the conversation that is happening.
I love it. I love it. And what God's doing.
Yes.
Because, you know,
he's
each
a mover
one,
and a shaker, isn't he?
Yes, he is the original mover and shaker, right?
right?
Because honestly, we do not have the capacity to meet another human being's needs, their
Not
emotional
all of
needs.
them.
Only God can truly meet our needs.
Yeah.
We can support each other, and God gives us those God winks in between, you know, each
It
of.
fills us in ways.
Yes, he does. But the real deep needs that we have, you know, if I would have called somebody to come and hold me, if I would have said, hey, you know, I need you to come do this, it would just have been for that moment.
Right.
And then I would have been empty after that.
Yeah.
Because I can't put my emotional health and my emotional stability onto another person.
Yeah. And you'd be right back where you have been trying to get yourself out of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You'd be
Yeah,
right
and it
back
would be
there.
so much worse.
Yeah.
Yes, girl, this has been such a journey of fighting
It has
for
been an
health.
interesting journey to watch you go through it. And I have had to rely on God to, you know, do I need to reach out to her right now? Do I, you know, because I could feel the moments when you were like, you need to be here for me right now.
Yes.
And then the moments when you're open to me actually having a conversation with you.
Yes.
There's, you know, you've been,
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness, absolutely.
absolutely up and down. And I just have to say, hey, God, where do I need to be in this for her? What do I need to be in this for her? And, you know, I just have to lead by, I guess, move by his lead.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say. I have to be open to what he's trying to tell me. And I'm not always the bestest friend and bestest person, but I try.
Oh, you have been wonderful, and I want to tell you, I appreciate your discernment during these times, and I appreciate you not taking the times that I needed space, and I really didn't even know how to verbalize it,
Yeah.
but I appreciate you being sensitive to those and not taking those personally. Because I love you. I mean, you are like one of my dearest friends, and I absolutely love you, and I appreciate your heart so much. I appreciate your empathy, and I appreciate you, even at times maybe you felt like you were bugging me. I appreciate you doing that, because there were times I needed that too.
You needed to be bugged. Yes, there are times I need to be bugged for sure.
I did, because you know, we can go into a little cave, and we can just, I feel like it can overtake us at times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I swallow myself up in my own self-pity and,
Yes.
you know, desire to figure out where I'm supposed to be, but don't know how to figure that out, and not leaning on God for those answers and trying to do it myself.
Yes.
And you're going to stay in that struggle bus if you don't lean into Him.
That's right. Because it's that pride.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that pride in us that says, I got this, I can do this myself.
yes.
God shows me real fast that I am dependent upon Him for everything.
I have my struggle bus moments for sure.
Girl, me too. Me too.
I have way too many
Me
sometimes.
too.
Sometimes I irritate my own self.
Oh gosh, me too. Yeah, when you talk about being too much, I felt like I was too much for everyone around me.
You had your
Even
moments.
for me.
You definitely had your moments. But I have too. Like, I'm sure there are times my husband's looking at me like, you're being awful dramatic. And he has told me, you're being dramatic. My children have told me, Mom, you were just a little dramatic there. I am not a dramatic person.
Stop.
What are you talking about?
Slam this thing down on the floor. I'm not dramatic.
Yes, well, watch me be the one to slam the door
that's
to express my emotions at the moment.
That's right.
Why did you slam the door? I didn't.
Right, exactly. You really want to see me slam the door? I can slam a door.
Yeah, I can
You
slam
really
a
want
door.
to see me slam
Some of these house doors won't slam right, but I can show you one that will.
That's right. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness.
So what's something you had to unlearn in order to truly step into your purpose?
Woo, girl.
I love this question.
That is a great. come up with some fire questions.
I've had so many unlearning moments in my life.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think there's just one ever.
No, absolutely not. But I would say the biggest unlearning moment centered around religion for me. I was raised in the Southern Baptist Church as a preacher's daughter, my grandfather was the chairman of the deacons in the church, and the role that I learned to play was to create this world where people look at you like you live a perfect life
Yes.
based on this religion, and I call it a cult.
Yes.
I go so far as to call it a cult. Now, I would not say that everybody involved in those churches are cults. I would never say that. But for me, and the direction that I knew, the foundation that I had in the role that I was expected to play was definitely cult-like.
Right.
It was brainwashing. It was me feeling like I had to live up to these expectations.
Right. Well, most of the churches I've ever attended, from Catholic on to Methodist to Presbyterian to non-denominational, I mean, I think I've attended all of them. To me, what I've found in a church is not so much community, but more of this is what God is. This is our story of what God is. And you must obey what we say.
Yes.
Or you don't believe in God. I've had to unlearn all that and learn that my relationship with God is my relationship with God.
Yes.
And it's not what the church tells me it should be. He's not what the church tells me. I have to go through and do the Bible study, which I am doing right now. And have been doing now for over a year. And I have learned so much in the process. And Miss Jo does it with me. She's an older, she's in her 60s. I'm in my 50s.
I love that.
She's about 15 years older than me, so she has more wisdom. She's gone through things, and her take on things and my take on things, and we share the Bible study that we do for the day, and we send it to each other, and we discuss it. And
I love that.
And she learns things new because my perspective is completely different than hers.
Yes.
And then I'll be like, oh, I never thought about it that way. So it's a growth moment to know that you don't have to go to church and spend an hour in a cult, which is what you do in the Catholic Church, and up and down, and up Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and genuflecting, and all these things, and nothing. I love the Catholic Church. I love a Mass. I think it's beautiful. But I have my own identity outside of that.
Yes.
But they don't like that. They don't want you to have your own identity with God outside of that.
So true.
They don't.
Yes,
so
you're exactly right.
I get it. That
Yeah.
unlearning moment is definitely an unlearning
It's huge.
moment. It is huge.
And then I realized in unlearning that role or those roles that I played, and I played a huge role in a church.
As a first lady, you do.
Yeah, with my ex-husband, and I led women's classes. I sang in the praise band. I would sing, and I taught youth classes, and I did a lot of things behind the scenes too. Just it was a burden to me. It was such a huge burden, and then to have to feel like I had to look like I had a perfect life. People have still said to me, I thought your marriage to Roger was perfect. I thought you guys had the perfect relationship. Because that's
what
the
we
look.
Portrayed. Yeah.
That's what we portrayed. That's what I was taught.
Yeah.
That's what I was groomed to do to make people think that things were great.
Right.
To come to realize though that deep down I felt like I had imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
I
suffer
knew
from it.
Yeah, I knew all those years, especially the last few years, I knew that deep down that there was something I had to dig deep inside and feel like I could really figure out who I was at some point in time.
Yeah.
And honestly, March 15th of 2021, when that dump truck hit me, was the biggest favor of my life.
Yeah. Oh.
Looking back, I really do praise God for it.
In fact, that you could see that as a blessing and move through your life knowing that was a blessing. Anybody else in your shoes that don't have the connection with God that you do, even though it's waived sometimes.
Yes.
They live in misery.
Yes.
They
Absolutely.
they hate life. Oftentimes will end up killing themselves because they don't. Their whole world changes so much. When you have amnesia, your whole world is gone, and people don't make it through that.
Right.
But I truly believe that your love for God and your grounding in that from day one for you, even though some of the people in that have been bad, has been astronomical from where you are now.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
That's it's.
And I've got stories. I'll tell you. There were a couple of times I did try to take my life, and God would not allow it. Like, He put stops in place, and there were times that He totally rescued me. I was done. I didn't want to continue to live in the mental anguish and the mental pain. But His love for me was so great.
It is.
His love for me
It's
was so
amazing
great.
when He stops us still in those moments.
Yes.
Because we both have experienced something similar in that,
Yes.
and when we both wanted to not be here anymore, and we had made that decision, we were not going to be here anymore,
Right.
and we picked one of the biggest ways to go out.
Yeah.
And that biggest way don't show up, and God stands there and says, "Not right now."
Isn't that something?
Then you've got to figure out, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing?
Right.
I am so lost.
Yes.
Please find me,
Yes.
because I can't find my way back to you.
And that's how He does it. Because when we come to the end of ourselves, yeah, trains are typically on time.
They typically are. They weren't for either one
Wasn't
of us.
for us. That's
So,
right. Yeah.
That's been
Yeah. The trains are typically on time.
They
But God
really
is
are.
God has been so good. He really has. So
He
I
really is.
really just that defining moment was coming to the end of my power to change my life.
Yep.
And really, really realize that in Psalm chapter 46, where it talks about be still and know that I'm God, that made them, if the mountains move and they fall into the sea, God is not moved. He
Nope.
has not changed.
He is all around us.
Yes, and that all I have to do, it's really simple, is submit myself to Him and to just be still before Him.
Yes.
And I tell you, Barbara, that has been the most pivotal moment in my life. It's just really coming to the end of myself and realizing, okay, I belong to Him.
Yes.
He knows. He's got a plan. He's put this plan and purpose for me. And now I can freely walk in it.
Yes. Yes.
I can freely say, okay, God, But girl, it wasn't without a lot of bumps and bruises and knocking my head up against the
it's
wall.
going to be easy.
Exactly.
He does not promise we're
No.
here to have an easy life.
No. And shouting matches with Him. Listen, I cussed Him out. I mean, I did.
Yeah.
I shook my fist at God.
I
was
have tried
so
not to
angry.
ask why, but there are times I have.
Oh, girl, I have. I have. Job. I mean, even Job. I've been reading through Job lately, and it's beautiful. I don't think I'd ever really read it. If I had, I just didn't remember. That was the part that I lost. But it's all of the why God has shown me in Romans 8:28. It's for our good and His glory. All of it. He works all things together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. I just was looking to make sure it was still
make
on.
sure we're still going. I know, right? I don't know
We've
what
had
she
so many
wanted, but I
phone
think
calls.
she's good. I know, exactly. Exactly.
So how has your relationship with your body, mind, and spirit evolved over the years?
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Well, boy, that's a deep question. I like it. These are some great questions. So my relationship with my body,
Oh gosh, it's been a love-hate for me.
girl, I realized in this transformation that God has been doing in me that I always hated my body. And it was even more of a hate because the outside world would say, "Oh, you're so beautiful." And I would look in the mirror and I couldn't see it.
Don't see it.
I could not see it. And that really came from the abuse as a young child, the shame, the role playing, all those different things. I realized that fed into a lie that I was not valuable,
Right.
that I was not beautiful. And even then, the outside world, people in this world telling me that I'm beautiful, I don't want to be beautiful in that way. I really want to be beautiful before God.
Yeah,
I want my
yeah.
spirit to
Right.
be beautiful.
Exactly.
So, coming to a place where I realized that my mind and my soul and my body, that I needed that balance of beauty all the way around. There's a scripture passage that I actually quote a lot. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And I would say that in my mind and to myself when I would hear people say nasty things outside, and then I would start saying it in individual conversations, and then God started pointing it back at me. And he started saying, when I would get upset about something, or possibly, have a thought about somebody that was potentially judgmental, or maybe it was all the way judgmental, right?
We all do judgmental things.
Yeah, exactly.
It's human nature.
And maybe I just kept it to myself. Maybe I didn't say it out loud. That still small voice of God inside of me would say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, Angela. That's you too. I can't just say that applies to everybody else. That applies to me.
Yeah.
So whatever's coming out of here, I need to ask the Lord to make sure that my heart is right.
Make it right.
So during this time, it's been like, April 1st, I started a new journey. I decided that I needed to start 30 days of healthy habits in April. And so I wrote down 5 habits that I needed to change, 5 things I needed to change. And one of those things in the process has been God showing me that my heart was not pure before Him. My heart and mind were not pure before Him. Because I was still looking for my value in little pieces outside of Him in this world. And I'm not going to find that. That is empty every time.
Right.
So the way that my relationship with myself, with all 3 of those aspects of me, has changed is really just submitting those to God and saying, God, I need you to show me. Search me and know me.
Right.
Search my heart and know me. Show me where there be any wicked way in me, and cleanse me from all unrighteousness.
Right.
And really just coming to a place of submitting that. And I can sit here and quote all these scriptures, girl, and I praise God for that. But let me tell you, it's not, though, because I hadn't been in the trenches.
Oh, no, you've definitely been in the trenches.
So I'm
A few times.
not holy, exactly. I'm not holier than thou. I'm not above. I'm not better than anyone. I just want to be who God says I am.
Right.
And I want to encourage other women to find their value in Him too.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm like you. I found my value in my kids.
Yes.
Tried to find
me
my
too.
value in my relationship. And in the midst of all of that, we lose ourselves.
Yes.
And then when we're faced with an empty nest, we got to figure out who we are. And, outside of being a mom and a wife, what am I? Like, what good am I? Like, you just don't feel like you have any worth in life at that point.
Right.
Because all your worth has been in all of that.
Yes.
Having the career that I have, I've found a little bit of worth there.
Yes. Because we help people.
Because we help people.
Yes.
And it's a nurturing thing, and we still get to
Yes.
nurture. It's not easy.
No.
By no means our career choice, because we're both realtors. Our career choice is difficult.
Very challenging.
It's very
Yes.
challenging. And people are not loyal.
Right.
And things hurt, and we lose money routinely.
Absolutely.
We work
have to be
free a lot.
counselors. We have to
Yeah.
be counselors and tell people the law, but we're not attorneys. And
Yes.
we have to solve all their problems.
There's
right?
a lot. Oh yeah, we definitely are problem solvers. And then when something goes wrong, whether it's something we did or somewhere down the line somebody else did, you know, it's it
comes back on
comes
us.
back on us. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're the
yeah.
first line of contact.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's a truth you carry today that you wish your younger self had known?
Oh my goodness.
Mine would be that God, I don't need anybody else,
Yes.
but I need God.
Yes. I love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I've
beautiful.
found my worth, as we were
Yes.
just talking about, in everything else,
Yep.
but never found my own worth.
And that was empty.
And it,
All those other things were empty.
Yeah, I'm still at 52 on the struggle bus trying to figure this out when I'm
That's right.
now realizing that, okay, I need to find mine. I've got faith.
Right.
I've carried that with me. It's kept me sane.
Yes.
Because many things in my life should have made me absolutely crazy or go down a path that, you know, most don't recover from.
Right.
But finding my worth in God and knowing that I bring value to the world because of who I am and because of what I've become in my life and the journeys and the coasters that I've had to ride to get here, that I can preach and tell to people just like you.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
which is why I want to have multiple conversations with you, because you've got so much to share. And bits and pieces of me will come out in all of this sharing.
I love that. Absolutely.
So I didn't let you answer the question.
No,
Go ahead.
no. Thank you, and I appreciate your viewpoint on it too. And my answer is very similar to yours. I wish that I would have learned to truly be still before God
Yes.
back when I was younger. I was always so busy. And yes, my children, I found value in being a mom. I remember holding my first child, my first baby, thinking, this is someone that I will love and she will love me for the rest of my life. Finally, I have my own person.
Right.
You know, and I just felt like all that fulfillment was going to come through her. Oh my goodness.
Misplaced.
Oh, so misplaced.
Yeah.
And then there's even repercussions from that misplacement of that.
For you and for them.
For both of us, exactly. And it's tough to navigate the healing
Right.
from that.
Yes.
And not knowing what we were doing.
No,
you know, we didn't
there's
have
no
a
guidebook.
clue.
There is no
No,
guidebook.
no.
And then that's something you'll hear a lot throughout all these things,
Yep.
is that there's no guidebook.
No. Other than God's word, really. That we don't, but it's not, it's written differently. You know, it's written differently.
Oh, yeah. It's
But
definitely
girl,
written
had I
differently.
have learned, if I could tell my younger self, Angela, be still and know that He is God. Be still before Him, and He will show you. It's that Mary and Martha aspect, you know, of just, I got to be busy, I got to do this, and I distracted myself. I was so distracted. I had 4 babies in less than 5 years.
Woo.
You know, you want to talk about distraction?
Woo. Yeah. You
Girl,
definitely had to be distracted.
I kept myself so busy. And then while I was a young mom, I homeschooled my kids part of the time. I babysat multitudes of other children. There were a couple of summers I had 15 kids at my house that I was taking care of.
Wow.
I was so distracted and exhausted. And I didn't have time to pay attention to what God really had for me.
Yeah.
You know, so if I could go back, I would say to myself, sit down and wait upon God. Be still before Him and know who He is. You
Listen.
know? Yeah. I always thought that was a weakness back in those days. I always thought that somebody that's still before God and spends a lot of time praying and stuff, oh, they don't have their life together. They don't know what they're doing. Girl.
That's what the church wanted you to think.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And Satan, the enemy, he wants us to think that.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
he ties all that in. So that's definitely, that would be the key for me.
You remember when we went to the thing with Brock down by Charlotte, by Lake Norman or whatever it was?
January, yeah.
And that woman stood up and talked about how she has be still time with God every morning. And she has a special room. I don't know if you remember it. But
No,
she
I don't.
She has a special place in her house where she goes, and there's no sound, no nothing. It's just her and God, and she gives herself and him that time every morning.
Love that.
And I think Latricia brought her along.
Oh, I do remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was precious.
Yeah, that was very precious. I loved
Yes.
hearing that. That
Yes.
that
What a weirdo.
that just kind of what a weirdo. Like, she's so weird.
What a weirdo.
Why would you
Yeah.
just be quiet in the corner of your
Right.
room? Like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, the things that would come to you if you allowed that to happen.
Exactly. Yes.
So what's a truth you carry today that you wish your younger self had known?
That I am valuable. Yeah, because I found my value in being a mom. I found my value in serving other people and serving the church.
Should I just repeat that question?
You might have. But that's
Marty.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I answered a little bit differently. But yeah, that's a good one, though. It is a
Yeah.
good one, though.
We
Yeah.
find our value in.
Yeah, I found
So
my
many other
value in
things.
everything other than where my true value is
Yeah.
now.
In the quiet moments when no one's watching, what do you pray or hope most for?
That is a great question. I love that. My biggest prayer now, and this has changed.
And it
Since
will
God,
change
yes,
from now.
exactly, it will. But my biggest prayer now is that no matter what happens in my life, no matter what circumstances happen, no matter what takes place around me or in my family, that God would be glorified in my life.
Yes.
That's really, and I don't want people to look at me and see me. I want them to look at me and see Him.
Yes. And to just feel His energy exude from you.
Oh,
in
yes.
Which I've had the moments where I've felt it really strong with you, and then I've had the moments when you've been on the struggle bus
Yes.
where you were struggling to connect with Him.
Absolutely.
And I think I see that in my children. I see it in people around me all the time, and we can guide them to what they need to do.
Yes.
But until you open your heart enough to actually want Him to be in there, it's going to be you're going to be on the struggle.
That's right.
You're not going to know, and you're going to have more pain and struggles in your life than you would if you had the peace of knowing God's got your back.
Absolutely.
He's not going to
Absolutely.
keep it to where you don't go through struggles, because struggles is what teaches us to rely more on Him.
Yes. Yes.
It teaches us to be stronger people
Absolutely.
and to be more grounded in our beliefs. The struggles that we go through in life are to teach us.
Yes.
And it's not meant to bring us to our knees.
No.
We end up on our
Before
knees
Him.
because
Yeah.
we don't have our connection with God.
That's right. That's right. That adversity in our life creates a deficit in us and realizes that I can't do this. I'm not the superwoman I wish I was or I thought I was all those years.
Yeah.
You know, but he's so good and He's so faithful to meet us right where we are every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I don't remember which one of Brock's people says it. It's either Brock or Cullen. But he says, be where your feet are.
Yes. I love that.
Be where your feet are. And I'm pretty sure it's Cullen. But yeah, be where your feet
That's
are.
so good.
And
That's so good.
I just have to remind myself of that sometimes. And I have to, when I'm feeling scattered and stressed and overwhelmed, and I'm just, okay, just center yourself, be where your feet are.
I like that.
What's going on in the moment.
Yes.
And focus on that to work your way out from the rest of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
My dad is he's got some funny little sayings, and he would say, I feel more like I do right now than I ever have before.
Yeah. I'm sure you do.
And it does exactly what you just did.
What?
It makes you kind of scratch your head and be like, yeah, okay. But it's so true, you know, and just in that moment, placing yourself before God, grounding. Where's your grounding?
Yes.
You know, and that I didn't really have grounding before. I really didn't. And He's given it
It's
to
not
me.
talked about a lot.
It's not. But He's given it to me. In that still, in that quiet, in those moments where I
That's
do spend
fantastic.
time with the
I love
Lord.
it.
And I'll tell you something really funny. Some of my friends have laughed about this recently. I used to be all over the place with my sleep. I mean, I could stay up until maybe 11 or midnight, you know, get up around 7 or 8 o'clock and kind of roll out of bed. It's just realtors. We can have a little bit of
Yeah.
And sometimes I would be like, man, I kind of need a schedule, but I definitely don't want to go punch a clock, right? I'm grateful for my career, for sure. I'm grateful for the flexibility. But in my 30 days of healthy habits that I started April 1st, that was one of the things that I prayed. I prayed that God would help me to get up early, that He would wake me up early to spend time with Him. Girl, I can barely stay awake past 9:30 at night.
Really?
And I am wide awake at 5 a.m., no alarm needed.
Really?
Every morning.
Oh, maybe I need to start praying
Every
because
morning.
I am on a struggle bus when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I've got my sleep all messed up.
Isn't that something?
I want to stay up all night and sleep all morning.
See, I was there.
I can't do that. I don't have time to do that. My Bible study gets done later in the day.
I know.
Sometimes I end up skipping it because I get started so late, and then the world takes over, and
then you
I
feel
don't make the
behind,
time.
and you don't feel prepared.
Yep.
Now by 8 o'clock, I've gotten so much done. I've had a world of time to get all the things done I need to get done, and it's just I feel so much more productive.
Sometimes I just struggle with that, though. Just for health reasons, I have a hard time just getting up.
Absolutely.
I'm dizzy, I'm stressful, create a lot of those issues for me.
Yes.
Sometimes I have a hard time just getting out of bed because I wasn't able to sleep most of the night just because my body hurts, I'm swollen, I'm up and down to the bathroom or whatever, whatever the ailment may be at that time, which is always something, but sometimes sleep eludes me at night.
Yes.
And I hate it, but
we'll definitely pray for that too.
Yes,
and who knows that? And I'm okay. I've continued to do the 30 days of healthy habits. They've turned into now I'm at like 80 days of healthy habits.
Fantastic. I think that's
which is wonderful.
We may challenge you all to do that.
That's right. We may do it as a group. That's right.
Start some gratitude moments.
That's right. Exactly.
In your quiet moments when no one's watching, what do you pray for and hope for the most? Did I just ask you that one again?
That's okay.
I need to stop this.
To glorify God. No, you're good.
I'm so interested in what she's talking about that I forget to scroll up so I don't ask the same question again. And then I start asking and I'm going, wait a minute, I've said this already. This is going to be a roller coaster, guys. Sorry.
That's all good.
What's one petty thing you'll never apologize for, no matter how grown and healed you are?
Being who God has called me to be and walk in.
And it's so funny how the world will think that that's petty.
Yes, exactly.
They will think that that's petty.
Yes, that's exactly
and
right.
why?
They will.
What is so wrong with being grounded in God?
Well, the world sees everything wrong with that because they can't understand.
They don't understand.
Their eyes are not open. And you know what? We're supposed to be weird to the world. We're supposed to be strange to the world. That's okay with me.
We are, and I'll probably lose people off of here for
That's okay.
and I'm fine with that.
That's okay.
If you don't want to listen to it,
That's
you don't
right.
have to. This is my belief. It's her belief, and this is what we are grounded in.
Yep.
You can be grounded in whatever you want, and I'm not going to judge you for that.
Exactly. It's kind of like on any of the social medias, like especially TikTok lives. I've heard creators say, if what I'm saying is not for you, keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
Just keep scrolling. So it's okay if you just keep scrolling.
Yeah, if you decide to stop it right here and move on, we're fine with that too.
That's right.
Because I have repeated myself a few times.
That's okay. That's okay.
I didn't get all the answer, so
God made me ask the question
again.
We had more to discuss on that one, more to cover. It's okay, girlfriend. It's all good.
Hey, this is our learning process for me, and I'm getting this all tied down, and it's getting there. I'm getting there.
You are doing amazing. I am so proud of you.
You're being self-taught on how to do a podcast at 52. I think I'm killing it.
I think you absolutely are. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
If your life were a reality show, this would be. If your life was a reality show, when I was writing this question, I was laughing. What would the most dramatic episode be called, and what happened?
Oh my gosh! Oh girl, I don't know if I can even. I don't even know if I can say that one on here yet. I don't know if I'm ready. Oh my gosh! Woo! I would say after the dump truck hit me. Mm-hmm. That would be the most entertaining and the
that would make a great book title.
Girl, exactly. Yeah, I had somebody suggest that to me.
If your whole world was like you've had to re-identify.
It was literally like I was in a pressure cooker of sorts, and my world just exploded. And here I am. I was 46 when I got hit by the dump truck, and I thought I was 20. I have this husband of...
She did.
Yeah, I did.
I can
Really,
verify.
yeah. Because I don't even remember us meeting before. I don't remember you from before. I knew we were Facebook friends, and I think I was supposed to know you, but I didn't know you.
Yeah.
But this man that I had been with my ex-husband for, we've been together 31 years.
Wow.
And he's telling me he's my husband, and I don't even know him. I'm like, why are you touching me? Why are you kissing me? Why are you sleeping in my bed? These 4 adult people walking around calling me mom that I thought we were the same age. Yeah, I have 4 kids in their 20s, and then these roles that I was supposed to fill at the church, and I remembered my siblings and my parents, but they were all old. I was like, what is up with y'all? So in here, there was a lot going on in here that I just couldn't grasp, and I couldn't put my finger on. There were quite a few memories I had that I had never had before that were extremely traumatic. Some things that my grandfather had done to me when I was young, and we'll cover that on another day. But I am writing my book. I am working on that. My first one. There will be more, but just about my story.
Yeah.
So this most traumatic episode of this reality show, and then it would be just the spiral that I went through. I had lived a very sheltered and protected life. I had not been out on the streets. I all of a sudden started going and having myself a drink at a club, at a bar, and meeting some people that I should never have interacted with. But there again, I don't have any regrets, because I wouldn't be the person I am now.
That's right.
Sitting here and being able to help people moving forward. So, I went through some pretty tumultuous and up and down couple of relationships. I had a guy use me for a sugar mama for a little while that just ended up completely breaking my heart. And I don't know that I've been heartbroken very much in my life, other than just that really the stuff that I learned that my grandfather had done.
Yeah. Well, you had to go through that journey.
I did.
You had to
Absolutely.
go through that journey to
Every
know
bit
that
of it.
part.
Every
And
bit
in
of it.
order to be where you are now and to be as grounded as you are now, you had to learn those things.
Yes.
And unfortunately, some of us learn it young. My 25-year-old daughter, she went through the sugar daddy thing, and not that she was the sugar mama. He was the one using her.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, he was using me too. Yeah, exactly.
And it broke her heart.
Right, right.
He broke her heart.
Yeah.
It was so toxic.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And to realize that somebody can be that evil, to this guy, he used me for a total of about 2.5 years, but he was my physical therapist after my accident. So in the medical profession,
he saw the vulnerability and took advantage of it.
He sure did. He sure did. And he would accuse me of lying to him. He would accuse me of, and I did lie to him, but he would accuse me of things that he was doing, and still to this day, I'm sure would never admit to those things.
No.
But so that part of that story, and I won't name him, but my nickname for him was Baby G. And I'm sure there will be a chapter called Baby G.
Probably.
But
I would imagine so.
Yeah. But the enemy thought he had me. The enemy used him to really, truly put the nail in the coffin of my marriage. But at the same time, I was not cognizant of everything going on. I do take responsibility, for everything I did for my part, but I really, truly did not know everything that was going on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how could you?
Exactly. I mean, and my doctor actually, he said, like, the give a fuck part of my brain didn't work.
Yeah.
So I had brain scans done. I had damage on my frontal lobe, my temporal lobes, and my fight or flight, my amygdala was on fire.
Well, I mean, you were hit by a dump truck.
Yes. Yeah. He was going 55. Yeah, he was going 55 and rear-ended me when I was sitting still. All the people that witnessed it, the emergency people, could not believe that my stepmom and I lived through that.
That's crazy.
So I'm thankful, to be here. I'm thankful I made it through Baby G too. I mean, it's like, the enemy just brought all these hurdles my way, all these different hurdles, set all these traps for me, and a lot of them I just played right into it. I just didn't know any better at the
And
time.
we all do.
Exactly.
We all do until we know better.
Yes.
Until we know better.
That's right.
What word of advice would you give women our age right now as being single women for them, or the ones of us that are married? What word of advice would you give us at this age of how to move forward? Because we just kind of are lost.
You're right.
I
You're
just
right.
sometimes don't even know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
I'm getting more and more grounded.
Yes.
But I got my identity and, the imposter syndrome that we suffer from.
Yes.
What would your advice be?
That's a great question. So I feel like so many of us, we have just played all these roles, and so many of us are still playing those roles, and we really don't know who we are deep down, and we do feel that imposter syndrome. My biggest advice would be find that place that you can get still before God. A lot of times we don't want to be still, because when we are still, the pain from our lives comes up, and it's really like smoke and mirrors. If you walk into a house of mirrors at a carnival or something, and if there's smoke in there, it seems so much bigger. There might just be one little place where there's smoke, but all these mirrors make it seems like it's so much bigger, right?
Yeah.
So we look at the pain that we have as so great, so we avoid it.
Oh, yeah.
So we distract ourselves with busyness. We distract ourselves with taking care of others. We distract ourselves with friendships, going out with all these people and doing all these things. We involve ourselves in all these different arenas, so that when we can't be still and we can't focus on what's really going on in here. But it really is simple. It's really simple.
Stop running from it.
Stop running. Sit down. Face yourself. Look in the mirror. Do that mirror work. And ask God. Not just ask yourself, because I don't have the answers. I'm going to probably just turn right back around and do all the things that I was doing before, because I thought those were the answers. But the distractions are not the answers. Sit before God. Ask Him to show you. And He is so gracious. He'll show us one thing at a time, because He knows we can only handle a little bit. He knows that we're weak.
Yes.
But for us to be able to be honest with ourselves and really say to ourselves, hey, yeah, you're strong. And I know I'm strong. No, you're strong. All of us women, we've got strength. But where's our foundation? We distract. Are we building all these distractions? So yeah, my best advice would be to sit still. Be still with yourself. Be still before God. Ask God to show you. When I started asking God to show me, and He really started showing me, He does. Because in Matthew 7:7 it says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you'll find it. Knock and the door will be open. He promises that. That's a promise in His Word.
Right.
That when we seek Him, He's gonna reveal Himself to us. And He's healed those parts of me that I thought were so scary to visit. The parts that the smoke in the mirrors, and that the enemy said, oh, you don't want to go there because that's too scary to deal with. Well, guess what? It was in there anyway.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Not you, but me.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Well, guess what? Those parts are in there anyways, and they affect everything that I do every day of my life. Yeah. They affect every decision, whether I decide to be in denial over them or whether I decide to deal with them.
Right.
But when I deal with them and I place them before God, I write them down on paper and I say, God, what do I do with this? He takes it.
Yeah.
And He heals it, and He cleanses it, and He really does give us a new heart. I'll give you a little secret too. This is something that God showed me recently in all this process, is how scattered our brains are?
Right.
And we are like squirrels these days, right? And thanks to social media, and I think in these phones that we have that are so fast, but we're just all over the place. If you take an actual pen or pencil and a piece of paper and you put that pen or pencil to paper, not typing. You can do it typing too. It's a little bit effective, but it's more effective this way. You actually write. Guess what? You cannot think of anything else but what you're writing. If you think of something else if you try to think of something else, your writing is going to be off.
You're right.
You're going to go off. So it's a grounding practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a practice in grounding ourselves. And now, if anybody else out there can do that, let me know. I'll give you the prize. Okay? But
I can't. Yeah, I'll have to go back and go. I don't know
right.
what
Wait
I
a
was
second.
writing there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I believe God created us that way on for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you read out loud, the same thing happens. If you read out loud and you're reading the words that you're reading out loud, you cannot think, you can't squirrel in your mind.
Mm-mm.
Because your mind has to stay focused on what you're either writing or what you're reading out loud.
Right. Well, I've noticed that too in also in like in text messages.
Yes.
If I have a conversation going on here and they're talking about a red door, and I'm trying to send a message to somebody about buying some kind of groceries, I'll say, "Can you buy a red door?"
Every time.
And
I
they're
get
like,
it. Wait, what? No. Why do you
Sorry.
need me to buy a red door?
Two conversations going on here because our brains are not meant to be.
We're really
like
not.
that.
We're
Yeah.
really not. And really that comes from a foundation of being still before the Lord. And He reveals these things to us. And He reveals these secrets to us.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things that God is, a couple of tricks that God's been teaching me lately.
So I want you to come back. And I obviously want you and Angel J to.
I would love that.
to
We'll
get
have a
on
great time
and talk
Yes,
about
yes.
single life at this age.
Yes.
And the perspective, because you're both big personalities and you're living different spectrums of life.
Yeah.
And I just think hearing it from the both of you, I will just wonder how similar these
I
things
would
are going
love
to be,
that.
or how far different they're going to be.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be a fascinating conversation.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think you would want to come back and talk about in particular?
Oh man,
So many things.
There are so many things. I mean, from being a mom, I'm actually. I know you're already a grandmother, and
Yes.
Angel Jay's already a grandmother. I'm getting ready to be a grandmother for the first time.
It's so exciting.
And I'm so excited. Yeah. So just that, even that aspect of watching my daughter become a mom.
yes.
Oh, like
Yes.
that part for me coming full circle and just being so excited, about that. Gracious. I mean, there was even a time where, just talking about having babies and, birth stories and all that kind of thing. I loved helping women during that time of their lives. Like with my daughter, I've been able to walk through this with her. And that's helped my memory as well.
That's fantastic.
It really is. Thank you. It was about a year and a half after my accident that I actually remembered giving birth to my children. I could not remember. And I was swimming in the ocean in Jamaica in September of 22. And I all of a sudden remembered giving. I had them in water. I had 3 of them in water.
Nice.
That was a cool experience. But I actually remember giving birth to them. And that was a gift I know God gave me.
How beautiful.
It was a gift, and there's been every occasion that I've been swimming in the ocean or gone to the beach, God has healed me. So He's healed me through the ocean, through being at the beach.
Oh, water in me.
Yes.
There's just something so healing and so soothing about water.
There really is.
For me. It is
Yes.
my goal to end my life living by water somewhere.
Me too. You and me both, girl.
It might be the beach, it might be a lake, it may just be a pretty pond in my
I love
backyard.
it.
I don't know.
Right.
But I want some water.
Right. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love the correlation between that and baptism. How
Maybe that's
baptism
why I
is
just
that
feel
symbol.
drawn to that because I'm
Me
feeling
too.
drawn to God right
Me
now.
too.
In a very strong way. I mean, I always have, but I've run from Him in many times
Yes.
in my life as well that don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
I
what
know.
He's trying to tell me.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Our flesh does not. Our flesh does not. I tell you, and if this has been a theme, and it's going to be with me because I owe my life to Him.
Yes.
so anything that I want to talk about, I tell you what, I would love, and I know I'm going to do this myself, whether we do it or not,
Mm-hmm.
at some point, but I would love to even get questions about God, about the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
challenging things, things that, and even diving deep into Bible study.
Yeah.
Even diving deep into, hey, let's look at this passage, even passages that are misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
There
are so many
like
of those.
people say all the time, God won't give you more than you can bear. Well, there is a passage that does, it talks about that, but most people take it out of context.
Out of context. Mm-hmm.
And he absolutely will allow more than we can bear. Look at Job.
Yep.
Look at what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that he does is so that we rely on him, so that our strength comes from him, and I recognize I can't do it myself.
Right. That's what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
That's what
right.
it's supposed to do.
That's right.
Sometimes you struggle a long time before you figure that out, rather. And then like I said in the beginning, other people won't figure that out, and they'll
Exactly.
be miserable and or end their lives, or
That's right.
That's
right.
that kind of thing.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Oh my
with
goodness!
me.
Thank you for having
really
me.
Appreciate
It's
it.
always
I'm glad we could
always
make
a
it
pleasure.
happen. Happy I could come over here and
Thank
do
you,
it.
and thank you for coming
Yeah.
here. And my car's at the shop getting a little bit of pretty feet on today.
We will probably move around. I will,
thank you for coming to my back porch.
Yes.
I'm
Her
so
back porch is so
excited to have
comfy. We're going to have
one.
to do this one time when she gets her hot tub, and we'll just have a whole conversation.
There we go.
While in the
We'll just sit in the hot tub. That's right. I
with a
like
glass
it.
of wine.
Yes, I cannot wait.
I'll be all red faced because alcohol makes me red. But
Yeah, there we go. But hey, we'll just say it's part of it.
That's
it's
right,
just part of
that's
it.
right.
But thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for coming
thank
here.
you so much.
And thank you
I
for
love
your
you, and
patience
I
too
appreciate
with me. I
everything
love
that
you.
you're willing to open and share with everybody, because there's a lot to be learned from you.
Thank you. You know what? It's not for me. It's not for me.
Right.
God has done it in me, but it is truly for me to share with other people. And I am humbled to be able to be a vessel for Him.
Get me crying.
I really am. Thank you. I appreciate
crying.
you, friend.
We're not crying. Thank you guys, and we'll see you. This will be out in about 3 to 4 weeks. I can't remember what line I'm in at this point, but I will be having my son come on. He'll come in after her. He wants to talk about men's mental health and young adult mental health. He has painted a picture, and it's about anxiety and how the world comes at you so fast. So it's kind of like a blurry painting on a canvas, and he's selling that.
Love
and
that.
He's going to donate all that money to the JED Foundation, which helps young people to understand their emotions and how to deal with them. So he will be on next time.
I cannot wait.
And I have a bunch of questions for him and how to do that, and I'm going to make his I'm bringing his picture so we can also have that and maybe get it sold for a decent amount of money, and he can get that donated to the JED Foundation.
I cannot wait to hear
I'm
more
excited.
about that.
I'm so happy he wants to do this, and I'm so proud of him for wanting to
Me too.
put a voice to it.
Yes.
Because
That's beautiful.
He's learning, but he has struggled. And as a parent, we do our best to try to teach him how to deal with their
Absolutely.
emotions, but everybody deals with emotions in a different way.
Yes.
And you can only teach but so much, and then they have to figure it out on their
That's right.
own.
That's
and
right.
so he's currently doing that and going through therapy. And
I love that.
He's 20 years old and has such a big heart and picture about what to do with this.
Praise God.
And yes,
sounds
I'm
like
so
a
excited.
calling to me.
Yep, he will be. That will be our next episode. So we do finally have a young man on.
Yay!
Thank you guys. See you next time. That's a wrap on this episode of Back Porch Confessions, where the tea is hot, the stories are real, and we never apologize for keeping it honest. Produced and edited by the magic makers over at Zay Media. Until next time, keep your porch talk spicy and your secrets safe. Mostly.